You have to do so much to separate yourself from a pack of artists that make you a priority. I don't see limits. I consider myself very ambitious. I don't think ambition is a learned behavior. I think it's a part of a person's character. Regardless to how well I'll do, I'll be looking forward to moving to the next level. Because regardless to where you get, you're going to see someone who's on that tier ahead of you. That shows you that you did good, but you could do better. You don't want to miss it. Seriously hot music. I came up with the title. This is actually my third album. A lot of people don't know. My name is Curtis Jackson. My grandfather's Curtis Sr. His firstborn is Curtis Jr. And I'm his first grandchild, so I'm Curtis Jackson III. And so it made perfect sense to name my third album Curtis. Overall, I wanted to make the album human, so I wanted songs to actually capture human emotions. Straight to the Bank captured joy. It was the laughter on the chorus of the record. There was actually 2 records I recorded with a laughter on it, and that was the better record out of the 2. And then I went towards a record called I'll Still Kill. It was actually featuring Akon. And that record has the aggression that's necessary on some levels, growing up in the actual environment that I came from, for you to have to just function around there, you know. It's from a perspective of I don't want to, but I will if I have to. Akon is a huge talent. He stopped by, we recorded the record, and he added an additional 8 bars at the end of the song that kind of put the cherry on top. I recorded a record with Mary J. Blige titled All of Me. The record came out sounding great, but Mary's the kind of artist that has the kind of vocal ability that you don't come across every day, so I was able to kind of get her to experiment in the studio, and she delivered the kind of performance that's going to be memorable for a long time. I went in the studio with will.i.am, Kanye West, Swiss Beats, got music from Polo, Pharrell, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Timbaland, a lot of different artists. I wanted to see if the producers could provide a different perspective or a different creative angle for me to come from. I met with the best producers possible to see what they can actually offer me after I had accomplished probably 90% of the album. It was who was physically available for me to get next to in Los Angeles. And, you know, of course there's other producers out there that create good music that I couldn't get my hands on at the time, but, you know, it was pretty urgent. Everybody was excited about working with me. I've worked with Timbaland prior to creating the song that's actually on the album now featuring Justin Timberlake. It was to create records that's going to come out on Before I Self-Destruct. Because initially I recorded 10 records to a concept of Before I Self-Destruct before I started creating music to the concept of Curtis. I did a song featuring Robin Thicke called Follow My Lead. It actually has a more mature vibe. It's like a relationship-based record. Shot a music video for it. They should actually see the music video before we get deep into the actual album. I did a song with Nicole and Pussycat Dolls and Young Buck called Fire, produced by Dr. Dre. The record really worked out. I recorded that in Los Angeles. And then I flew to Detroit and I recorded a song called Peep Show, produced by Eminem, featuring Eminem. And I pretty much put the album together. There's 2 other songs on the album that I recorded featuring Tony Yayo. And I kind of kept myself from making records that would resemble G-Unit records because they should expect me to release a G-Unit record in the 4th quarter. The mechanic was me and Tony Yayo. I was able to write from a perspective that had a more metaphoric way of conveying the message. His performance on the record is great also. Like, they made me excited that it came out so good, and it was effortless, so it just happened, you know, like in the studio. So it's exciting for me. I'd like to work with Andre 3000. I attempted to work with him on the Massacre, and we had a record called I'll Build You Up. It's actually featuring Jamie Foxx. It just didn't work out for us at that time. Creatively, it wasn't the thing for us to actually do together. Kind of agreed with him after we, I thought about it. But I like him as a person because he said it. There's been people that I attempted to make music with that wouldn't just come out and say that they didn't like the record for whatever reasons, and I'm fine with that because I didn't ever need anyone to be with me for support to make my records a success. I just thought creatively we might be able to come up with something that was significant, and it worked out. He just said, "Yo, I'm not sure this is the one." You don't know who you're gonna actually get when you go in the studio. Like you can get the Andre from the old Outkast days, or you can get the new Andre, or somewhere in between. Like it's exciting to see what will happen when you're actually in the studio. At some points, this album, the lines on it are from a child's perspective. It's got a child's innocence to it, to the point where it's more like Batman Begins, because it's prior to Get Rich or Die Trying. And I think it's cool. It has more vulnerable points than the albums that I created in the past. I tested the waters for the first time on Hate It or Love It. And I said, coming up I was confused, my mama kissing the girl. Confusion occurs coming up in the cold world. Daddy ain't around, probably out committing felonies. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. That was me writing things that were kind of sensitive issues for me when I was younger. But, I'm totally over it as an adult. Putting it out there and having people embrace it and ID with it on some levels. Every kid whose mom may have a woman around them could actually. I